With that down, guys, let's move on to this, shall we? Well, it's 2025, and it may shock you to find out that there are actually 9 MCU projects scheduled to come out this year. 6 of them on Disney Plus, I think, and 3 of them in the movie theaters. So we thought it would be fun. I saw another outlet do a list on this a few days ago, and I thought it'd be fun for us to discuss it as well. About how would we rank, in order of anticipation and excitement, the 9 upcoming MCU projects this year in 2025. So I'll get things kicked off here. At number 9, down at the bottom of the list for me, is Marvel Zombies. I can't tell you how excited I am to not watch this. Look, don't get me wrong. I did like the Marvel Zombies episode of What If that they did. That was clever and cute, but the novelty of it it's gone. I just don't see a purpose for doing an entire series of it. Again, this is not me saying it's not going to be good. It very well could be good. I haven't seen it. I'm just talking about my expectations and where I'm thinking it's going to be. So down at the bottom of the list, I'm probably not even going to see it unless you guys tell me it's awesome, is Marvel Zombies. At number 8, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Now, lest some of you might be yelling at your screen right now, but John, you said you watched the first couple of episodes and you actually kind of liked it. Yes, but I'm trying to give you my honest thoughts about where I was before I started watching it. And before I started watching it, I thought this show looked stupid. I'm still not 1,000% won over on it, but I did like the first couple of episodes. I didn't love them, but I thought they were pretty good. I'll get around to watching the rest later. So at number 9 for me is Marvel Zombies, but at number 8 is Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Down near the bottom still at number 7, Ironheart. You know, it's one of those things where with Black Panther, they gave us a taste of Black Panther and Captain America Civil War to get us really excited for the Black Panther movie. They tried to do that same formula with Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever, and it totally backfired because that made me have zero interest in Ironheart. Like none. Like that movie actually made me less interested in seeing an Ironheart series than I was before seeing Black Panther 2. So I have very little, again, it could end up being great, and I hope that it is. I'll definitely check it out, but my anticipation level for it is pretty low. Right along that is Wonder Man at my number 6 spot. Now, there's been zero marketing for it. And so ask me again once we see the first couple of like little pieces of teasers, some sizzles, a trailer. That may totally change my mind. But right now, I mean, the synopsis of it just doesn't sound that interesting to me. When they put out the little production notes on it, I'm like, that doesn't sound like a show I'd be excited about. So again, could totally change. They got a fantastic actor in it, but we'll see. Because that's Yahya, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yahya Abdul-Mateen, who is an incredible performer. We'll see if it can climb up higher on the list, but for now, I've got it at number 6. All right. At number 5, I've got Eyes of Wakanda. I would have this a little higher, except that I am left feeling a little disappointed in Black Panther 2. But again, Brian Coogler's behind it. I like kind of the style of the artwork we've seen come out of it so far. So I'll have it high up as number 5 on my list. At my number 4 most anticipated Marvel project coming out this year, well, I'm seeing it in about 48 hours. Captain America, Brave New World. Look, I gotta say, while I did not love Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I enjoyed it. I liked it, and it was certainly kind of better than... It did a good job of doing something that I wasn't interested in at all. Establishing Sam Wilson as the new Captain America. It did a good job in that sense of creating that transition piece. I don't know how many people watched it. And then once you say Harrison Ford is going to be Red Hulk, well, now you've got my attention. So in the number 4 most anticipated spot for me is Captain America 4. Oh, and by the way, guys, just to let you know, a little bit later tonight at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time tonight, I am going to be doing, bring it on up, Reaction Watch. The first reactions for Captain America 4 are coming out tonight. I will be doing a live reaction watch this evening. That will be at about, I'll go live at about 8:45 p.m., but the live reactions are scheduled to start coming out around 9 p.m. So we will be getting the first reactions as the premiere of the film is tonight, and we'll get people's reactions from it. See how that goes. So anyway, at my number 4 spot, we got Captain America, Brave New World. Guys, we want to thank a sponsor of today's episode, PrizePicks. All right, sports fans, All-Star Weekend is almost here, and if you're not on PrizePicks, you're seriously missing out. It's the easiest and most fun way to turn your basketball knowledge into real money. With over 10 million users already playing, why not you? PrizePicks is a skill-based daily fantasy game. You just pick more or less on player projections. You think Steph Curry's hitting more than 5 threes or Giannis dropping more than 35 points? Make your picks in under 60 seconds, and if you hit, you could win up to 1,000 times your cash. Ann and I have been using PrizePicks on football all year, but now we're switching over to basketball, and we like Jason Tatum getting more than 29 points. And now that Luka Doncic is on the Lakers, I'm going to take over on 8 assists. And the best part is, even if you miss one pick, PrizePicks Flex Play lets you still cash out. And hey, don't forget about Taco Tuesday. Each week, PrizePicks discounts select player projections by up to 25%, giving you even more chances to score big. Download the app today and use the code CAMPEA to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app today and use that code CAMPEA to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game. In my number 3 spot of my most anticipated Marvel projects this year, some people might be surprised I don't have this a little higher, but is Fantastic Four. I'm looking forward to this. I like the trailer. I wasn't blown away by it, but I liked it. I love the casting. I think it's a really different kind of movie than we've seen from the MCU so far. So yeah, I'm down for it. Looking forward to it. I love the score. Man, I love the score for this movie. And we'll see how that goes. In my number 2 spot, Daredevil Born Again. Yes, I have become a little concerned recently from some of the comments that the showrunner's been making, sounding like he doesn't quite get what made Daredevil so great. It wasn't the violence. It was the great characters, the great dialogue, the great philosophies clashing, all that kind of stuff. That then set the stage for awesome violence. But still, I thought the trailers and the previews we've seen for Daredevil Born Again have been spectacular. The whole conversations between Kingpin and Matt that we see like in that diner, even talking about how the violence controls us or something like that. It's like, it's just Daredevil is back, and I cannot wait. I don't care what he says. As much as I hated She-Hulk, I liked Matt in She-Hulk, and I can't wait to see more Matt on screen. So my number 2 most anticipated Marvel project this year is Daredevil Born Again. And I'll tell you what, guys, at number 1, if you had asked me this like a year and a half ago, I said, John, in this year, with things like Captain America 4, with Daredevil, Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts is going to be your number 1 most anticipated thing, I would have said you were crazy. But holy crap, I have not liked, I have loved everything I've seen come out of this so far. I love the team they ended up assembling. I've said this before, I would absolutely tomorrow watch a 65 episode season of Red Guardian. Like with David Harbour playing that character, I'm all in love. Bucky, I really got won over by Walmart Captain America. Everybody loves Yelena. It's going to be good to see Ghost back. And the trailer they played at the Super Bowl, as if I wasn't already completely on board, has driven my excitement level for this movie into overdrive. So shockingly, Thunderbolts is my most anticipated MCU project this year. Anyway, Rob, it's a big list. A lot of stuff coming out. How would you rank them in terms of your excitement level?
Mine's pretty close to yours. My least anticipated is Marvel Zombies. I have the omnibus. I read the comics. I don't need to watch an animated series of it because it's kind of a one-note joke, really. Mm-hmm. It really is. I mean, it's like, okay, and then you're reading it, it gets goofier as it goes along. There's a lot it's fun, but I don't need to see it again. Then I'm going to go with Ironheart. Like you, I liked Wakanda Forever more than a lot of people, but I thought Ironheart was completely unnecessary.
To shoot in.
They needed to give that. The idea is good. I mean, I like the character, but they needed to. It seemed so clunky, and I hated the design of the armor. I mean, I thought if it was part of Armor Wars, it could have been better. Spider-Man, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, it's fine, but I mean, we're getting into the Spider-Verse. It's difficult to watch the Spider-Verse movies, then go back and watch
Something like
another
that.
Spider-Man film. I feel like I want a new Spider-Man movie. I don't want to watch yet another animated Spider-Man film, which is in another universe, which is building something, which is fine. It's not that it's a bad show, but I just, I think Captain America 4 is my next on the list. Because I'm just like, I know it's not going to be as good as it should be, or I want it to be. I know I've heard it's good, but I know it's going to disappoint me because of what I've wanted from Captain America movies in the past and what I've got from them, even though I like Anthony Mackie, but I'm willing to be surprised. I want to be surprised. Next, let's see, what is next on that list? Okay, I'm going to go Wonder Man is next. I've heard Wonder Man's good. I heard from a good source. I like the idea he teams up with Ben Kingsley.
I do like them
they hit the
returning Ben
road.
Kingsley. Yeah.
Like, that could either be really great or not good. I'm willing to put a pin in that to, like you said, see more in it, but I am excited for it. And Eyes of Wakanda, if Eyes of Wakanda turns out to be really political and really, they really dig into the geopolitical situation where Wakanda is and the power structure.
Like it, just based off. If you look at this image, there's like a Norse person. There's someone that looks like they're like Bedouin.
Well, from what I understand about the show, it's a 4-episode series. And each episode covers a different era's Black Panther and having to retrieve like various artifacts and bring them back to Wakanda. So it's going to be interesting to see how much time jump they do and how at each time period what Wakanda's relationship with the world is at those points.
I'm really fascinated because I love the world of Wakanda as portrayed specifically in Black Panther, really. But then I really did like what they tried to do in Black Panther or Wakanda Forever. And then next would be Daredevil Born Again, which, look, I want it to be great, but I've seen it before. We've had 3 seasons, so we're getting a 4th season of Daredevil, which is exciting. But it's stuff that I kind of know what I'm going to get. So I hope it's great. Yeah. The next, number 2 on my list is Thunderbolts. Because Thunderbolts, it looks great. I mean, it looks fun. I like all those actors, like you said. I love all the characters they have. I'd like to see, is Olga Kurylenko playing Taskmaster?
I think so.
I mean, please show her face. Please.
She was runner-up to play Wonder Woman.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of hers. I loved her in Quantum of Solace. I'm a Quantum of Solace apologist. I love her. And then number 1, just because I want it to be good, I want to see what it means for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is Fantastic Four.
All right, Chris, you're last. You get to put out the definitive list now.
Oh,
How
no,
would you
I
rank?
don't. Same with you guys. Zombies is my least anticipated thing. Also read the comics and everything, and they really lost me at Wolverine as a zombie. Of just what? Why don't you?
Shouldn't his healing factor fix that?
It made me angry. I would move Spider-Man up a little bit more above Ironheart. And I'd move Wonder Man above Eyes of Wakanda. Spider-Man, especially now that I've actually watched the show, that's what my anticipation level would have been with this original list. I really like the series. I've really been enjoying it. It's so charming. And it's really fun just because we had recently rewatched the Spider-Man films of really clocking the details of, oh my gosh, this introduction is exactly like how our Peter met Tony Stark, like shot for shot little things in there, which is really, really fun. There's a lot of parallels that is cool with the idea of multiverse of, are some things just inevitable? Are some things just always consistent? Kind of like Spider-Verse, those canon events.
Yeah.
But even just little minute things of how Peter flips his keys and opens the door and finds a DVD player that day. That kind of stuff. The voice cast also is phenomenal on that show. Wonder Man, I'm a little more excited about than Eyes of Wakanda, solely for I love the just joke of an actor hired I think it's great. And being paired with Ben Kingsley's role there too, I think is so fun. And Eyes of Wakanda, I understand why it is 4 episodes, but since we've had an issue with 8 episodes, it's been wait, you're giving me half of that too? Are you going to tell a really cool story for me in these 4 episodes about this show? Or am I going to watch?
It's almost like it's a mini anthology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that could either be, that's the perfect amount of time for the show, or like so many Marvel properties, I'm going to be left wanting more. And then I feel like, no, the rest of this is the same. My top 4 is the same. Because I'm really excited about
Well, Rob and I had different top 4s.
No, it was yours on this list.
It's mine.
Sorry, yeah.
Okay, so you would go Captain America 4, then Fantastic Four, Daredevil.
Yeah.
And you got Thunderbolts at the top of your list.
I'm really excited about Thunderbolts. The more I see about this movie, the more excited I am. I already was so juiced about the entire thing solely because of David Harbour and Florence Pugh. I would watch them just eat Kraft macaroni and cheese and call it a day. I would have the best time. But everything I keep seeing about this film just gets me more and more excited.
Yeah, same with, I got to tell you, there's, the shot of the rocket in Fantastic Four? It's going up into space. That was redolent of a movie that I used to love when I was a kid called The First Spaceship on Venus. And I love those 50s rocket designs. And it looks like it's a little sleeker. I think they've suckered me. Just because they made a rocket look like it's from The First Spaceship on Venus, that becomes my number one grossing or number one. Say what you want about me, but that's really what it comes down to.
I mean, it looks like it's right out of Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
Like the old Tomorrowland. Yeah.
By the way, Rob over at Comics Explained, who you will see in our live chat every once in a while, but he put out an interesting theory about Fantastic Four. I won't open up the full discussion here. Maybe we'll do this later. But his theory is that the Fantastic Four were in the main MCU timeline and went on a space mission.
Okay.
Everything went nuts. And then they ended up in a different universe. And that they've just been in that universe now for like 10 years.
I've literally had that same theory, but I didn't want to care to bring it up because I figured
really
shoot it down. That they are from 616 because in Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange says, "Aren't you from the 60s?" Or didn't they track in the 60s? And I know it's a different 60s, but when they go to that world, they think they're in that world of the 60s, but they're in a different world.
No, like his theory is that they know they're in a different world, and for like the last 10 years, they've been trying to figure out a way to get home.
Yeah, they
but
know.
They're like celebrities in that
like
reality.
eventually they figure it out.
It's an interesting theory.
Yeah.
It's an interesting theory.
Really interesting. I had the same thought.
Anyway, guys, question is for you. How would you rank your anticipation level for the upcoming, and Spider-Man, Friendly Neighbor Spider-Man's already kind of mostly here, but for the 9 2025 MCU projects? Are they the same as ours, a little bit different? How would you see them? Whatever your thoughts are, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.